Good afternoon and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Newcastle United against Liverpool in the Premier League. I'm your alternative host, Nicholas Jones, and I'm delighted to have with me as our commentators Paul James and Luke Turton. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Nick. How are you? Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes,
Afternoon.
I'm very well indeed. Thank you for asking. Newcastle have had an average start to the season. Eddie Howe's men have won one and lost one in have won one and lost one in the opening 2 weeks, and they haven't lost a single match at home since the start of 2022. And Paul, you were saying just before we came on air that this was one of the strongest lineups for Newcastle under Eddie Howe for quite a long time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a very, very strong Newcastle lineup. They've got ability at either end of the field. Sandro Tonali in midfield has proven himself to be a very effective signing. Alexander Isak is already banging in the goals, and added to Almiron's goal-scoring capability last season, you're looking at a side that could very well easily challenge Manchester City for the title this year.
Luke, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Newcastle have built up a super team, and to be honest, they seem to be one of the only ones that probably will be able to challenge Man City this year. I don't think the rest of them are really up to scratch at the minute.
All that home match hype aside, Liverpool have had a slightly better start to the season. Despite drawing their opening match, they overcame a one-goal deficit against AFC Bournemouth last weekend to win 3-1. Currently, Liverpool are ninth in the table, Newcastle currently 13th, but there's just 1 point between them. The biggest point I could find out for Liverpool was Alexis McAllister. He was initially suspended in the last match against Bournemouth, but his red card was rescinded. How much of an impact do you think he'll be at? How much of an impact do you think he'll be at Newcastle today? Actually, before we go through that, we're just going to go through the lineup. So, Paul, who's lining up where?
Okay, well, Newcastle are unchanged from their 1-0 defeat to Manchester City. Eddie Howe sticks with the same lineup. For Liverpool, there are 3 changes to the lineup as a whole. Konate is out, Matip is in. Endo replaces Cody Gakpo in the midfield, and Cody Gakpo replaces Diogo Jota in the centre forward position. So it looks like Jurgen Klopp has just modified things a little bit. We'll just take a look at the starting lineup, starting with Newcastle United, who are managed by Eddie Howe. Nick Pope in goal, Dan Burn, Sven Botman, Fabian Schär, and the captain, Kieran Trippier, make up the back 4. Joel Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali are in midfield. The front line is Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, and Miguel Almiron. For Liverpool, who are managed by Jurgen Klopp, they have Alisson Becker in goal, Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, Joel Matip, and Trent Alexander-Arnold at the back 4. In midfield, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, as Nick mentioned, is playing today because his red card was rescinded. The other midfielder is Dominic Szoboszlai, and the front line is Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah. Nick, back to you.
Right, thanks, Paul. Liverpool. It's fair to, even though Newcastle might be the favourites, Liverpool have been unbeaten in their last 13 Premier League matches. What have Newcastle got to do to break that streak?
I think just go out and play their own game and not really worry too much about Liverpool, because at the end of the day, they've got enough in attack to, even if they do concede a goal, to make it up. So, to me, just go out and play their own game and not really stress too much about Liverpool's front line.
Okay. So what Luke is saying is don't stress out too much. Newcastle's last home win against Liverpool was in December 2015, and Liverpool were the only team to beat Newcastle twice last season. And the teams are about about ready to come out the footy. I'm just about getting ready to assemble inside the tunnel, just looking at Virgil van Dijk, the Newcastle players starting to take their places. The stands at St James's Park are about to be filled. Just a quick mention of the results from today's other matches: Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3, and Sheffield United 1. Manchester City 2. We'll have the results of yesterday's games at half time. So everyone's starting to take their places and get ready to come out. So without further ado, let's cross over to our commentators, Luke Turton, and first of all, Paul James.
Thank you, Nick. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. St James's Park is the venue today for Newcastle United against Liverpool. Luke, welcome. I think we should just go through the teams one more time as our first duty of the day, starting with Newcastle United, managed by Eddie Howe. Nick Pope is in goal. Dan Burn, Sven Botman, Fabian Schär, and Kieran Trippier, the captain. Joel Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak, and Miguel Almiron. For Liverpool, managed by Jurgen Klopp, Alisson Becker in goal. Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, the captain. Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wataru Endo, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah. On the bench today for Newcastle United is the substitute goalkeeper Martin Dubravka, Jamal Lascelles, Matt Targett, Tino Livramento, Harvey Barnes, Jacob Murphy, Elliot Anderson, Sean Longstaff, and Callum Wilson. For Liverpool, they have their substitute goalkeeper Kelleher, Joe Gomez, Kostas Tsimikas, Jarrell Quansah, by the way, if he comes on today, will make his debut for Liverpool. Harvey Elliott, Stefan Bajcetic, Darwin Nunez, I'm sure we'll see the big man today, Diogo Jota, and Ben Doak. And our referee today is John Brooks. He's 33 from Melton Mowbray in Leicestershire. He's a UEFA and Premier League official. He was promoted to the Select Group 1 referees in June 2021. Prior to this, Brooke had been selected as a Group 2 referee since 2018. He was the referee in our broadcast last week as well. And he will be joined on the lines by Lee Betts and Akel Hausen. Craig Pawson is the fourth official. Stuart Atwell is in VAR with Konstantin Hatzidakis in Stockley Park. The two teams have played each other 185 times altogether, with Newcastle winning 50 of those games, Liverpool winning 91, and there's been 44 draws. The first meeting between the two teams took place on November the 4th, 1893 in League Division 2 at Anfield. Liverpool won 5-1. At the time, Newcastle was as a club was only just been created 1 year, and news events of the time from 1893. On August 24th, a tornado destroyed the coast of Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. About 1,000 people died. And on September 20th, the first gasoline-powered car debuts in Springfield, Massachusetts. Liverpool have a dominant record over Newcastle, as Nick alluded to earlier. In fact, Liverpool have only lost 2 games in the last 20 against Newcastle United. Somewhat of a large task, Luke, but do you think Newcastle can overcome this today?
Yeah, because of the start. I mean, they started off quite emphatically against Villa, and then, I mean, they lost to Man City. I mean, who's not going to lose to Man City this season? So, yeah, I think Newcastle got every chance today.
All right, well, we can see the two teams there just gathering together. Just final preparations by both teams gathering in the circle. The England manager Gareth Southgate is present today. There is the internationals coming up, of course, next month. And Luke, your thoughts on England's qualification process to the Euros so far?
I have to be honest, I haven't really kept up to date with it, so I couldn't really tell you.
Well, Newcastle are in their black and white stripes, black shorts and white socks, of course. Liverpool also in their traditional jerseys of red shirts, red shorts and red socks. Liverpool are going to get the game underway. They're going to be attacking the goal to our right. And we're just waiting for John Brooks here to blow his whistle, and we're going to get this game underway. Much anticipated this game. Well, we have a false start. Looks like Alexander Isak was a little bit too keen. We do get the game underway now, though, and the ball is played long, and it's picked up in midfield by Joe Linton. And chasing this one is Anthony Gordon, but he's closed down, and Salah picks up the ball. And now Diaz is away, and now Jobberslai's away here. Jobberslai just tries to get the cross in, but that is a good block by Sven Botman, and it's going to be the first corner of the day, and we are inside 30 seconds, and Liverpool starting off extremely quick here with Jobberslai getting into the penalty area. Just tries to get the cross away there, but that's a good block there by by Sven Botman, and Liverpool are going to get their first corner of the game now. Virgil van Dijk is in there. Alexander Arnold is going to take it. He just goes for the outswinger, and Pope goes up there, but he misses it. And it came off Virgil van Dijk, but looped over the crossbar. Early pressure by Liverpool, Luke.
Yeah, Liverpool come out quite well and basically tried to hit Newcastle early, but it's not really worked.
No, well, Pope came to get that, didn't make it, but he did not get punished that time. And it's going to be a goal kick now. And let's see now whether Newcastle can settle into this game and create some chances of their own. The ball is cleared downfield by Nick Pope and headed on there that time. And by Wateroo, it's looking for Salah, but that's just hacked out of play. Is it going to go out there, or is Gakpo going to be able to keep it in? No, it does in fact go out of play. And it's going to be a throw into Liverpool, which Trent Alexander-Arnold will take on this side, midway inside the Liverpool half of the field. The Newcastle half of the field. He's thrown it back to Matip. And the ball is played forward now, looking to pick up Salah, but he's in an offside position. And we're going to get a free kick, which Dan Burn takes quickly. Quick look at Klopp, smiling for a change, Luke.
Yeah, that's a change.
The ball's cleared downfield by Nick Pope, headed on there by Virgil van Dijk, but picked up by Fabian Schär. But the ball is won back, and Schär just has to intercept again. And just over on the far side is Trippier now, trying to break away. Tries to play the ball forward there, looking for Isak, but he's not able to find it, and it's cleared away by Matip. All the way downfield when Nick Pope comes out of his penalty area to clear it downfield. But he only finds the touchline, and it's going to be a throw-in very close to the halfway line. But inside the Liverpool half of the field, and the throw-in is taken quickly. And the ball is with Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk just plays the ball across. Alisson Becker's out of his net there, and he gives the ball to Joel Matip. Matip plays the ball infield looking for Gakpo. Gakpo, there was a late challenge on him there. The late challenge there by Fabian Schär on the Dutchman, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, midway inside the Newcastle half of the field. Trent Alexander-Arnold is over it. Liverpool putting on the pressure early on in this game. And Luke, to be honest with you right now, what we're seeing early on is Liverpool pressing at the moment, which I'm somewhat surprised. I thought Newcastle might follow on with what they did from Aston Villa in their last home game.
Yeah, but I mean, at the minute, I think Newcastle are just quite content with letting Liverpool just play it around, and then they'll just kind of sucker punch them. It's kind of what they did against Villa.
All right, well, Pope gives the ball to Sven Botman, and it's with Kieran Trippier on the far side. Gives the ball back, and Trippier just goes back to Nick Pope. Pope gives the ball down this near side to Fabian Schär again. Picked up by Guimaraes. He just drops it back to Botman. Botman cross to Trippier. And here's Tonali now. Tonali just trying to escape two Liverpool players. He plays the ball forward, but there's nobody there. That was good work by Tonali initially, but the ball just was not able to find a Newcastle player, and it just rolled along the touchline, in fact, and strangely, and stayed in play. And ultimately, Andrew Robertson just had to clear that ball. And that's a handball, surely, then. John Brooks does call up. And it's against Guimaraes, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool. Inside the centre circle on their own half of the field. It's taken quickly. It's with Matip now. Matip just drops it down here to Salah. Salah back to Matip. Matip inside his own half. And he just finds Gapco. Gapco is shoved over there, and it's going to be a free kick. Actually, that is Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm sorry. And a yellow card is coming out here, the first one of the day. Let's see who this is going to come out to. Wave there in somebody's direction. Trent Alexander-Arnold. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, it looked like he was shoved there. That looked like a free kick to me. I wonder if he said something to the referee. But he goes into the referee's notebook.
I think it's throwing the ball back away towards the pitch.
That might be so, actually, Luke. Yes, that's probably correct. Here's Salah. Salah now moving forward to approaching the penalty area. Gets inside the penalty area, but that is good work by Dan Burn. And Anthony Gordon now breaks away. Is he fouled that time by Arnold? The referee says yes. He's got to be careful. He's already been booked. And I've noticed this season, Luke, I don't know about you, but I've noticed this season that referees are quite happy to wave these red cards out. I mean, there were 6 in League One yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a tightness in the rules, but he's already been booked. I don't know why he's making that tackle. I don't know why Klopp's moaning. He's made the tackle in the first place. Like, he's already been booked. You've got to be careful when you're on a booking. You can't just go and do that sort of tackle. They've got to wise up.
Yeah, quite right. Absolutely quite right. It's there definitely has been that. It's a poor challenge and undisciplined by Alexander Arnold, to be honest. And he'll have to be very, very careful now going forward because he's got a good 84 minutes to get through here. Here's Isak. Plays the ball long down this near side looking for Guimaraes, but Joel Linton rather, but the ball goes out of play and it's going to be a throw in to Liverpool. Anthony Gordon here, you can see he gets a wet look at that. I mean, that's cynical. You have to wonder. I've seen bookings given for that, Luke. I've seen bookings given over the last few weeks for that. So he's very fortunate to get away with that. The ball is headed on. And, well, just Diaz just couldn't get to the ball, and now it's picked up by Newcastle. And here's Trippier. Trippier just drops it back to Botman. Botman now, he's got options in front of him. Plays the ball long. He's looking for Joel. He's looking for Anthony Gordon here. Anthony Gordon just cuts inside. He's just trying to get away from Alexander Arnold. Good work by the Liverpool defender that time. And he clears the ball downfield. And Gakpo is chasing this one, but good work by Shah. It's back in the Liverpool half of the field now, and it's picked up by the number 10 for Liverpool, McAllister. McAllister plays the ball across, but that's a good interception that time by Bruno Guimaraes. He knocks it behind, and it's going to be a corner to Liverpool again. Liverpool looking dangerous on the break with 8 minutes gone here. And again, you're just looking at that booking for Trent Alexander-Arnold. And then that second one, well, I mean, I actually honestly think, Luke, I think the second one's more of a booking than the first one, to be honest. But anyway.
Well, at least he's got a booking, man.
Yeah. The corner's going to be taken here on the far side by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it looks like he may outswing this one again. And it's towards the far post. Pope comes for it and misses it again. And Salah now has it on the far side, being challenged by Tonali. Trippier comes over to help him, and Salah's trying to wrestle away here. But Newcastle have in fact been given the free kick. Perhaps Salah getting a little bit too physical there. And John Brooks blows his whistle. Well, Luke, I mean, already Nick Pope, just to have a quick comment on Nick Pope. That's 2 he's missed now coming for the crosses.
Yeah, I just don't think he's quite read the pace of the ball right yet and to where it's going to land. But again, Liverpool's not done very much off the back of them either. So, yeah, I don't know. Newcastle haven't been great so far.
Action on the Liverpool bench. Joe Gomez is warming up now. I'm just wondering whether he may be considered as a replacement for Alexander Arnold. But we'll see how that goes. Robertson clears the ball forward over the halfway line, and it's headed back by Trippier. And up again, just a slight shove in the back there of Wataru Endo. And Newcastle have the ball back. That went unpunished by the referee. Here's Guimaraes. Guimaraes just drops the ball back there to Fabian Schär. Schär gives the ball to his centre-back partner, Sven Botman. Botman goes long there, looking for Anthony Gordon, but intercepted by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And here's Salah. Salah over the halfway line to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai loses the ball, though, but it does bounce rather fortuitously for Gakpo. Szoboszlai again, but Szoboszlai gives the ball away one more time, and it's comfortably won back by Guimaraes. He drops the ball back to Trippier. And just one back there by Virgil van Dijk. Just a little scrappy play, really, period of play between both teams giving the ball away right now. Here's Robertson. Robertson plays the ball long, and he gives the ball away too. And it's picked up here by Fabian Schär. And Luke, there's a scrappy play early on by both teams giving the ball away a little bit.
Newcastle more than Liverpool. I don't think they've quite got into the rhythm yet. And Tonali's ball early on when he played it down the touchline just epitomised that.
Here's Szoboszlai. And he gets the ball back again. Szoboszlai drops it back to Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk gives it to Andrew Robertson. Back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk goes right across the penalty area where Alisson is waiting there just to launch the ball downfield. He's looking for Salah, but he's not able to find him. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to get in, but that's won back by Byrne initially. And now coming forward is Guimaraes, and there's a foul. It's going to be a free kick on the Brazilian, and we've got a comment in the comment section. By Dunil Baines. I'm sorry if I've not pronounced your name right there. I think it's Dunil Baines. Scrappy start from both teams. Yeah, it's exactly what me and Luke were just talking about. It's both sides have kind of given the ball a little bit, given the ball away a lot in the first sort of 12 minutes of this game. But now Newcastle have a free kick midway inside the Liverpool half of the field. So let's see if they can create something. And Trippier is standing over this, and he's got lots of options available, and it's a high Liverpool line outside of the 18-yard box. And let's see what Newcastle can do with this. Kieran Trippier, he's got options. It's a good 45 yards out. He launches the ball in. Dan Burn going up there, but also was Cody Gakpo who won that header. And Luis Diaz trying to clear the ball away, and he seems to have taken a little bit of a knock as that ball goes out of play. And he's limping a little bit now, is Luis Diaz. Definitely one of the danger players for Liverpool. And Liverpool do have options that they can bring on. I mean, Jota's an option on the bench should Diaz pick up that and not be able to continue. Robertson with the throw-in, level with the level with the Liverpool penalty area. And Diaz trying to win the ball back, but Newcastle do well to get that ball back, and it's won back by Trippier, who drops it back to Sven Botman. Botman gives the ball to Fabian Schär, and he gives the ball down this near side to Dan Burn. Fabian Schär now. Patient build-up by Newcastle, and the ball is across there to Botman, and it's now back with Dan Burn. Dan Burn goes back to Nick Pope. Nick Pope has not really had much that he's had to do early on, except he did sort of swipe at those crosses. He wasn't able to collect them. But Newcastle coming forward now with Miguel Almiron. Almiron just cuts inside. He's got overlapping on the far side Tonali. Tonali crosses the ball in, but it bounces away off the head of a Liverpool player, and it's with Anthony Gordon now. Anthony Gordon, 20 yards out. Gives the ball to Guimaraes. Guimaraes, long ball over on the far side, looking for Trippier. Oh, Trippier was just not able to keep that ball in play, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Liverpool. And you are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub, basically Commentary Services, our sponsor on the Hub today. And Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partner for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Luke, I just want to get your thoughts on the first 15 minutes of this game so far.
Liverpool have been marginally the better side. I think Newcastle are growing into it a bit more now with their play. But, yeah, not much great quality so far.
Ball is played long on the far side to Almiron. Almiron brings it down very, very well there. And he gives the ball to Guimaraes. Guimaraes tries to play the ball back to Almiron. He works hard for it and he manages to find Anthony Gordon. Here's Isak. Back to Joe Linton with a shot. And that's the first effort on goal by both teams. And it was comfortably saved by Alisson Becker. But it's the first real bit of quality football that we've really seen so far in this game, Luke.
Yeah, but a poor shot from Joel Linton, but great build-up play before it.
Yeah. Well, it was a comfortable save in the end for Becker, right at him, really. Ball is played forward, and Newcastle do win the ball back as Newcastle now attempting to create something. The ball is played across here to Anthony Gordon from Joel Linton. It's back with Dan Burn, back to Joel Linton, the Brazilian, and he gives it to his compatriot Guimaraes. And here is Shaw. Shaw gives it to Gordon, and Gordon gets it back off Joel Linton. Gordon running at the Liverpool defence, gets the shot away, but a deflection there off Endo kind of just takes the heat out of that shot and makes it another comfortable save for Alisson Becker. But we can see in the last few minutes, Luke, that Newcastle are turning the screws a bit.
Yeah, Newcastle tried to grow back into the game now, I think, and again, probably tried to conserve the energy at the start to try and get in at Liverpool after the first 15 minutes, but still not a lot of quality.
And here is Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai plays the ball out on the far side to Diaz, who seems to have recovered from that earlier knock. Diaz cuts into the penalty area. Luis Diaz, real chance. Oh, a super save by Nick Pope. Oh, that was a fantastic individual play by Luis Diaz. Got inside the Newcastle defence and forced a save at his near post for Nick Pope. Luke, talk us through that. That was a wonderful bit of play by Luis Diaz.
Yeah, it just basically made through the right back on, or left back on that side, whichever side it is, and then came into the box and then just hit the shot. Great save by Pope. Brilliant run.
Corner for Liverpool as a result of that save. And just trying to see who's taking it over on the far side there. It's swung in and it's headed away by Dan Burn. It looks like it's Robertson who took that corner, and he's going to take the throw in for Liverpool, and he drops it back there to Alexis McAllister, back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold launches the ball in, and it's just headed, more chested back to the goalkeeper by Kieran Trippier. And Nick Pope will just pick that up and he'll just calm things down a bit, and he drops it to Sven Botman on the edge of his own penalty area. Sven Botman gets the ball and gives it to Tonali. Tonali gives it back to Botman, and Newcastle start from the back with Nick Pope. Well, he rather put Fabian Schär in some difficulty there. But Schär plays it off Mo Salah, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Sometimes this building up from the back, Luke, isn't always the best idea.
No, it can create a lot of problems, and I think if you start giving them vulnerabilities like that, they are going to concede at some point. So maybe don't do that too often. Sometimes you have to get it long.
Yeah, and Nick Pope now with the goal kick. It's long downfield and headed on there by Trippier. Trippier up there challenging, and the ball is played forward now, hooked on by Almiron, but it's won back in the midfield again and headed on, and it really is a bit scrappy in the midfield now. Joel Linton tries to bring the ball down and control it. It's sprayed over to the far side to Dan Burn. Burn plays the ball forward to Joel Linton, picked up by Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon cuts inside, gives the ball to Joel Linton. That's a good challenge that time by Endo. Liverpool managed to keep the ball in play. It's with Endo now, and he drops the ball back to Virgil van Dijk. We've had 20 minutes almost here at St James's Park. It's Liverpool 0, Newcastle United 0. And this really is, in my opinion, the marquee match of the weekend. And for Newcastle, it's a real test of this squad that they have. Having already had to face Manchester City and now Liverpool, here's Joel Linton. Joel Linton drops it back to Tonali. Tonali plays the ball there to Sven Botman. Across to Fabian Schär. The ball is long, and he was looking for Miguel Almiron there. The ball was a good one, but it went out of play. It was just a bit too far away. And Newcastle, again, just looking at the moment like they're starting to take over the control of this game, Luke. They're looking that little bit better going forward. Yes, some of the passing has been a bit wayward, but they do look a bit more sort of accomplished going forward and a little bit more positive in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, they've had a bit more of the ball and they've been able to try and get in down the sides. That was a really good idea from Fabian Shaw. Just the execution just didn't match the idea. Because if Almiron received the ball then, I think he was going to be in. But yeah, just the quality of the ball just is not there yet.
And here's Joel Linton, and he gives it to Isak. Isak has been a goal machine this season. Already scored 2, and he's fouled that time. It'll be a free kick. Isak spent much of last season injured, so seeing how he gets on this season is going to be very, very interesting. But so far, I like what I've seen of Alexander Isak. And here's Tonali. Tonali gives it to Fabian Shaw. Shaw just looking what options he's got available. He gives it to his centre-back partner, Botman. Botman plays the ball forward, looking for Isak. Commentator's curse there. He just wasn't able to bring that under control, and it goes out of play. It's going to be a throw into Newcastle, and it is Dan Burn, the big man, to take this throw in. Please feel free to comment in the comment section if you like. I'll read them out. The only requirement is please keep it clean, and because we are a family-friendly show. The ball is played long, and it's looking for Salah there, but Nick Pope coming out and doing the sweeper's duty, heading the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Liverpool level with the Newcastle penalty area. Nick Pope just back in his goal there. The rain is starting to come down at St James's Park. I'm sure the locals from these parts will tell you that's nothing new. Here's Joel Matip. And he gives the ball to Virgil van Dijk. And Van Dijk gives the ball to Robertson. Robertson back to Endo. Endo goes all the way back to Alisson Becker in the Liverpool goal. And he plays the ball over to Robertson. Robertson's got Diaz there. And Diaz just tried to play the ball to Robertson, but Diaz was not able to keep the ball in play. And it's going to be a throw into Newcastle United. And it's now back with Shaw. Shaw gives the ball to Botman. Botman plays the ball infield to Guimaraes. Guimaraes just trying to turn his back on Gapco there. He gives the ball to Shaw. Back to Botman. Botman down to Dan Burn. Burn has got Anthony Gordon up there with him. He decides to just drop it back to Botman, and finally finds Joel Linton. Joel Linton just turns away there from Jobbersley, and he gives it to Tonali. Tonali, good ball over, looking for Almiron. Can Almiron keep it in play? No, he was not able to do that. It was just over his head a little bit. Very difficult for Almiron to keep that ball in play. And once again, it just kind of highlights, Luke, what you were saying earlier about the giving of the ball away at the moment for Newcastle. They just seem to be giving the ball away too much right now.
It's too rushed. I think they're trying to create things too quickly and not taking care of the ball. It's all well and good having all these players on the pitch, but if you're not got the ball retention, it's pointless.
And the ball is in the centre circle there with Botman, and he gives the ball to Shaw. Ball is played forward. Tonali is shoved over. No call there from the official. Quite surprised to see that. Cody Gapco gives the ball to Salah. Salah trying to get away from Dan Burn. Salah with a shot, and it's right at Nick Pope, and that's Liverpool's first shot. Nanga on goal. I would say so because I think the save by Nick Pope earlier on from Diaz was actually going wide. But there it is. It's a comfortable save in the end by Nick Pope. But now here's Almiron. Gets into the penalty area. Almiron, can he get a cross in? Van Dijk not really close enough. He does get the cross in. It's headed out by Endo. And one back by McAllister. Good play by him. Gives the ball to Virgil van Dijk. And now Robertson can break away under the pressure of Tonali. And Tonali's challenge was also not punished by the referee. It was cleared downfield in the end. And Nick Pope picks it up and just gives the ball to Sven Botman. And it's played forward here now to Guimaraes. Guimaraes gives the ball back to Botman. Back to Guimaraes in the centre circle. To Tonali. Tonali's got options available. He decides to go back to Sven Botman again. And Newcastle now just looking to slowly, patiently and break away through. Guimaraes just plays the ball forward and it's intercepted that time by... Oh, it's a slip by Alexander Arnold and Gordon's in. Will he punish them? He will! It's 1-0! Well, Anthony Gordon picked up on an error from Trent Alexander-Arnold and he was through one-on-one and suitably punished the Liverpool defence. And Newcastle United take a 1-goal lead. Talk us through that one, Luke.
Yeah, so the ball gets played back to Alexander Arnold. She just basically naively just tried to flick it. Gordon just nick it off him, ran straight through and slid it straight through the legs of Alisson.
Well, it was in the end, it was a dreadful mistake here by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh my goodness! And Anthony Gordon was away, and it was really a adept finish by Anthony Gordon through the legs of Alisson Becker. And
It's way too calm from Trent. He was expecting it to just be just to flick and there be no pressure or anything. And in the Premier League, you can't get away with that. You've got to always be switched on. And I don't think in the first 26 minutes, sorry, he's actually been that switched on. Wake up, Trent.
yeah, well, you're absolutely right there. He's on the verge of being sent off with a bookable challenge, and in my opinion, what should have been another bookable challenge. And now this mistake, you have to wonder what Jurgen Klopp may be thinking right now. He's already had Joe Gomez warming up, well, he's not smiling anymore, is he, Luke?
No, he's back to his normal miserable self.
It's Joe Matip. Matip plays the ball forward, and it's Salah. Salah just turning away there from Joe Linton. And Szoboszlai just plays the ball over on the far side to Robertson. Robertson infield there, looking for Alexis McAllister. McAllister just tried to flick the ball onto Gakpo, but Newcastle win the ball back. And here's Joel Linton, gives it to the goal scorer, Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon cuts inside, tries to play the ball through to Isak, and he was almost through there. And they're claiming it's a free kick, and there's going to be another card, and it's a red card. It's a red card. And it's a red card for Virgil van Dijk, what was considered a goal-scoring opportunity. And a red card for the Liverpool skipper. And things going from bad to worse for Jurgen Klopp. I'm sure VAR will take a look at this. But, Luke, what do you think?
I don't think they can complain about that. Well, they are doing, but I don't think they really can because Isak was through on goal. Van Dijk takes him down. It's a red card. I'd say that's the correct decision from John Brooks. We'll see if Mr. Atwell agrees.
Well, I know you've had your problems with Mr. Atwell this weekend, Luke, so I'll not ask you to comment on VAR at this time. But looking at this, again, we'll just... I want you to see it again myself. Virgil van Dijk's refusing to go. This is not good. VAR may be looking at this, but let's take a look at it again. Oh, yes. Look, I mean, I agree with you, Luke. It's a red card all day long.
He takes him out.
He
takes him out. He's the last guy before he's going to have a shot on goal. He's all the way for... Oh, come. What is he moaning about? And that is clearly a red card. Virgil van Dijk, get off the field.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That is definitely a red card. He's been ordered off. He's still arguing. This is going to get worse for Liverpool because this is not going to help Virgil van Dijk. He needs to leave the field now. The decision has been made. As for Klopp, well, what does he do now, Luke?
I'd look at putting Joe Gomez on. I mean, you've got Trent that's on a yellow card as well, but I mean, I'd stick Joe Gomez on for probably one of the midfielders. Maybe even look at switching out Gakpo, who's in the middle, put an extra defender on and just go wide. Because you need another centre-back on against Newcastle. It's going to be very difficult anyway. I still don't know what the Liverpool bench are complaining about. It's definitely a red card.
Yeah, in my mind it is absolutely a red card. It's the last man. He made contact with the player before he made contact with the ball. So that's a foul anyway. And if he's the last man, it's a red card. I totally agree with you. We'll look at it again. Yeah, he makes contact with the player's ankle before he gets the ball. I can't understand what he's complaining at. He should just leave the field. I don't understand. Well, there's no point debating on what the reason is for Klopp complaining, because that's a common denominator anyway, at least in my mind. Now, the free kick is going to be taken. We're going to get some stoppage time at the end of this first half as a consequence. There is action now on the Liverpool bench. You're right, Joe Gomez is about to come on, Luke. But we've got this free kick to deal with first. It's about 22 yards out. And the free kick is standing over this free kick, of course, will be Kieran Trippier. And we'll just see there's somebody else standing over it. There is still complaints. There's still arguments. And it's Fabian Schär and Kieran Trippier over this one. And with all the delay, we're going to see what's going to happen here. It's a really good opportunity, certainly for someone like Kieran Trippier. Schär is over it too, though, but let's see who's going to strike it. And it's going to be Fabian Schär, and it's right into the wall. It hits Alexis McAllister. Back out to Tonali, and the shot appeared to take a deflection and goes behind. And it looks like it is. We'll just see whether the referee's going to give a corner here. But Joe Gomez is waiting to come on. And who do you think he comes on for, Luke?
Diaz, Gakpo, Salah, one of those front men. You don't need 3 when you're down to 10 men.
Well, the corner's going to be taken by Kieran Trippier. And he's going to swing this one in. Rain continues to come down at St James's Park. It's a long corner to the back post and headed back in there by Dan Burn. But Alisson Becker does well to take that ball and fall on it. And he releases it quickly. And Newcastle now, well, they can really take all day with the ball now. They can keep possession. They can pass Liverpool to death. And they can tire out these 10 players. And you have to wonder now just how careful Trent Alexander-Arnold needs to be. Because, I mean, Liverpool could essentially be down to 9 men before this game is over. Here's Sven Botman. And go on, Luke, you was about to say something.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure whether there's a worry over Trent at this precise moment in time. I think it'd be more words with Trent at probably half time, and then you just got to get Joe Gomez into that centre. It was a poor free kick anyway, because I was looking, maybe it's sliding the ball across into the top of the box, not just whipping it straight into the wall.
Well, you're right. It is one of the front line. It is, in fact, Luis Diaz that's going to go off. So Diaz goes off, and Joe Gomez comes on in his place. Virgil van Dijk, of course, is off because of the sending off, of course. And it's going to leave an interesting gap at the front. I suspect Liverpool may well go to a sort of a 4. Yes, I think they'll drop down to just 2 up front, and they'll use the 3 still in the midfield. It's going to be a challenge for Liverpool, is this, Luke?
Yeah, well, Virgil van Dijk left them in this predicament, and I think they're just going to be smarter with the ball now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're coming forward now, and they've found Salah, and he's got options available. On the far side, finds Robertson, gives the ball back to Endo. Endo gives the ball to Robertson, back with Endo. And just looking at the options available Liverpool have here. Alexis McAllister just trying to keep possession, just slips the ball there to Salah. And back to Salah on the edge of the penalty area. Well, if anybody, Gakpo now, if anybody can get Liverpool back in this game, it's Salah. The cross coming in here now, and this time Nick Pope takes it with much more surety this time. And that Liverpool move breaks down. But I think if Liverpool are going to get anything from this game, Luke, they've got to be positive like that. They've got to try to come forward a little bit, despite the fact that they are down to 10 men.
Yeah, move Newcastle around a bit, and they'll still have some work openings. It's just going to be a little bit difficult because they haven't got 11 men on the field. But I mean, yeah, we'll see how the rest of this pans out.
Here's Anthony Gordon trying to get away. He's running at Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's the right thing to do at this time with him on a booking. And here's Joel Linton. And it's played across there by Botman. And here is Guimaraes. Guimaraes plays a good ball over on the far side to Trippier. Trippier tries to get the ball in, and Tonali, can he get the cross in? Oh, a wonderful challenge there by Endo. Great defensive play there to block the attempted cross by Tonali, Luke.
That was a stunning block from Endo. He really had to get there because otherwise Tonali was pulling that ball into the 6-yard box.
Well, the free kick now, the corner now to be taken by Trippier. He decides to go short, gives it to Almiron. Almiron drops it back to Trippier. Trippier gets in the penalty area, gets the cross in, headed away by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but on his far side to the box! Oh, I say, what a save from Miguel Almiron! Oh, that was one of the best saves I've seen this season so far. And he got a bit of luck, of course, because the save was pushed to the underside of the crossbar. And, well, Luke, what do you think about that?
Brilliant shot by Almiron and matched with a brilliant save by Alisson.
Oh, that's good work by the Brazilian, who then hooked the ball out of play with his arm. The corner's going to be taken quickly, headed out, but only as far as Miguel Almiron again, who tries his luck one more time. Not quite as good this time. It just goes behind for a goal kick. But Newcastle nearly doubling the lead there, Luke.
Yeah, the first Almiron shot, that was definitely one that Alisson had to get across to. But I think Newcastle are going to turn the screw now.
That's good. We'll see what actually happens. But my goodness me, that was a wonderful effort by Almiron and a match with a wonderful save. Ball played forward there, looking for Anthony Gordon, and he's just not able to bring that down. Just a bit too much pace and power on that. It's going to be a throw into Liverpool midway inside their own half of the field. And it's Trent Alexander-Arnold to take that. He just plays the ball forward to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, good interception by Anthony Gordon, who I have to say has been magnificent in this first half. Szoboszlai is down at the moment, but there is no... he's back on his feet now, just limping away there. It seems to have taken a knock, but there was no question that was a free kick. The cross coming in by Trippier, and it just seems to escape Joel Linton, and all the way onto the far side to Anthony Gordon. Gordon just trying to get away from Trent Alexander-Arnold again. It's back to Guimaraes. Guimaraes with a cross. Up there is Joel Linton. Good work again by Alisson, but only as far as Trippier. Trippier back to Almiron. Almiron again with a shot, and he blazes the ball over the crossbar. And once again, Newcastle starting to create now, starting to look like the way that they really did against Aston Villa, Luke. Their passing is much better now. So the finishing maybe, but they've started to really gel together here in this first half as it's gone on.
Yeah, they've got that extra space now, and I think Almiron's starting to come into the game a lot more now. There's extra space so he can try and take that ball down and hit it. I won't be surprised if he scores soon.
Well, you're listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the Hub. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. That's my marketing duties done for the first half. And we have a throw into Liverpool midway inside their own half of the field. And here is Gomez, who's obviously just taken that position left by Virgil van Dijk. Endo plays the ball forward, looking... it's a foul there. It's going to be a free kick. And Joel Linton not necessarily agreeing with that, but we'll take a look at that again. And, you can see from this player, Luke, that... Liverpool, I would say Liverpool right now looking pretty short of ideas and wondering. I think what Jurgen Klopp needs to do is to get them in at half time and calm them down a little bit. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by by Andrew Robertson, and we've got 5 minutes to go before half time here. Robertson, and I'm going to bring in your thoughts on that in a moment, Luke. Just ball is picked up here on the far side by Gakpo. It's out of play. It's going to be a throw in to Liverpool. And Luke, yes, your thoughts here. Do you think that that's really what needs to happen? That maybe Jurgen Klopp needs to get this team in at half-time, calm them down, and come up with a plan?
Yeah, I think there needs to be another bit of a game plan because it's obviously going to change now. They've gone down to 10 men, but really the players have got on the field, they should be able to generate something anyway. There's a lot of experience still out there, and just because you're a man down doesn't mean you can't stop doing what you originally were supposed to be doing, although it's a little bit harder. But again, I think as well, Newcastle are going to have their own plan.
And here is Joe Gomez, gives the ball over to Andrew Robertson. Picked up by Endo. Endo drops the ball back to Joe Gomez. Gives the ball to Matip. Matip now just looking for options. He gives the ball down this side to Trent Alexander-Arnold in an advanced position. He plays the ball forward. Oh, and here's Gakpo. And he's just getting away from Nick Pope. Nick Pope is out of position a bit. Can Gakpo get the cross in? No. It's a good block by Fabian Schär that time. Well done to him. And now Newcastle can come on the break with Anthony Gordon. He's got Almiron and Isak in front of him. He's got options here as Gordon. He finds Almiron. Edge of the penalty area. Almiron pulls it back here. Now here on the overlap is Trippier. Trippier has got Robertson with him closely, marking him there. Trippier just drops it back, but he's only able to find Alexis McAllister. And now Liverpool can move forward again. It's Salah. And here's Szoboszlai under pressure. Drop back here to Gakpo. Gakpo gives the ball back to Szoboszlai. Over the halfway line, he's got some space in front of him. Szoboszlai turns away from Gordon and drops it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And gives it to Endo. Endo in the midfield here to McAllister. McAllister just it's given to Salah and it's dropped back to Endo. Endo one more time. Gives the ball to McAllister. Surrounded by Newcastle players. Gives it to Endo and then back to Salah. Very little time on the ball for Liverpool right now. And the ball is down to Trent Alexander-Arnold down this right-hand side. Gives the ball back to Matip as Liverpool just attempted to keep possession for a time. Endo. Cross to Joe Gomez. Robertson. We have 3 minutes to go in this first half with the sending off and the goal celebration. One has to wonder just how much stoppage time is going to be added. We know there's more added on games at the end of this season. And here is Gomez. And he goes back to the goalkeeper, Alisson. Back to Gomez. Gomez just turning away from Isak and gives the ball to Endo. Endo drops it back to Matip. Matip back to the goalkeeper, Alisson. He plays it long, looking for Szoboszlai. And there's actually deemed to be a foul there on Sven Botman. And it's going to be a free kick, which is taken quickly. And Newcastle pressing forward again. No delay at all. Here's Trippier. He's got Almiron up there with him. He just lets the ball go to Almiron. Back to Trippier and to Almiron again. And the ball is played into the midfield to Guimaraes. And here's Tonali. And he goes all the way back to Botman. Botman gives it to Burn. Burn down this side to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon had such a good first half, not just with a goal, but he's really been terrorising. The ball is launched into the middle and it's headed away. He really has been terrorising Trent Alexander-Arnold in this first half as Anthony Gordon, Luke.
Yeah, Anthony Gordon's been brilliant today. I mean, he's had Trent on toast all game, and then he scored the goal. And ever since then, he's been pressing, trying to create things. And I think the extra space for the Virgil red card has definitely given Anthony Gordon a bit more to work in. And I've been really impressed so far with Anthony Gordon this game.
Well, there's a look at Jurgen Klopp. The free kick is taken quickly by Alisson Becker. It's back with Joel Matip as we approach the 45-minute mark, and it's going to be very interesting just to see how long the referee is going to add on for stoppages here. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold in an advanced position. He's got Gakpo alongside him, and he's played the ball across looking for Salah instead. Salah plays the ball over to Andrew Robertson. Liverpool now looking to try to get themselves back in this game. And here's McAllister. McAllister, oh, he's fouled surely there. Surely that's a free kick. Yes, McAllister is fouled that time. I don't think there can be any complaints by Miguel Almiron there. And it's going to be a free kick And you can see already Almiron was, grabbing a hold of his arm, and then the referee let it go the first time, but the second time he blew it up. And the free kick is going to be about 35 yards out. Szoboszlai is over it, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is over it, but I just think it might be Szoboszlai lifting the ball into the penalty area. But Trent is also over that ball as well. As Liverpool, really, this could be their last chance of the first half, depending on how much stoppage time is added. Szoboszlai over this one right now. Looks like he's going to shoot it. Szoboszlai with a shot, but it's over the crossbar. And 4 minutes of stoppage time, Luke. I expected rather more than that, considering we had something like 13 in the end at Old Trafford yesterday. At the end of the game, you have to say that's perhaps 4 minutes is a little conservative.
I'd say about a minute for the goal celebrations and about 3 for Van Dijk getting off. Probably is about fair.
All right. Well, here is Bruno Guimaraes, and he plays the ball to Tonali. Tonali left it, which was a little bit dangerous. Awake to it was Shah. He plays the ball forward, but it's intercepted now. And there's a challenge there by Joe Linton, and it has in the back of McAllister, and he's being pulled up for that. This is about his third or fourth foul now in this first half for Joe Linton. It's quite fortunate that he hasn't found his name in John Brooks's naughty list. And it's going to be a free kick. It's taken quickly. It's launched forward looking for Salah. Not able to find that. That's good work by Botman. And Botman gets the ball back, and he just drops it back to Nick Pope. Nick Pope plays the ball, tried to play the ball across to Trippier, but it was a poor ball in the end by Nick Pope. And Gakpo now has it, and he's fouled by Tonali. And it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool again. As we've had about a minute and a half of the stoppage time in this first half. And we'll get Luke's thoughts just before we go back to Nick at half-time on the first half. But Andrew Robertson is going to take this free kick now. And there's about, swung this ball in, and he's looking for Gomez, and that's a good interception in the end it looks like Joel Linton was in there, but I think it actually came off Sven Botman. But that's a good piece of defending there, because lurking behind there was Salah, and that could have easily have been a real chance for Liverpool. It's going to be a corner as it happens, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. We've had 2.5 minutes of the 4 minutes of injury time, and it's still Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. But Liverpool just trying to press a little bit at the end of this first half. The corner is going to come in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Outswung, and he almost fell to Salah, but Tonali was there. It's now with Szoboszlai. Can he get the cross in? He's trying to he's keeping possession. He's done very well to do that, because he's under pressure from both Tonali and Trippier. He does manage to find Alexis McAllister. McAllister goes down, but Newcastle just savagely fighting away to come away from the ball. This is real good, hard-working play by Tonali. Excellent commitment there by the Newcastle defenders. Really hard-working stuff. And Tonali just came away from it, and he was eventually fouled by Joe Gomez. It's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be taken by Kieran Trippier, as we're inside now the last minute of this first half. And the ball is just knocked back there to Fabian Schär. Schär gives the ball back to Trippier. Newcastle, I think, are just going to be happy to just see this first half out. And Schär, we really are in just sort of the last few seconds now of injury time in this first half. We may go into 49 minutes, we'll see. Here's Joel Linton, just keeps the ball in play. Joel Linton drops the ball back to Isak. Isak just trying to get away from Szoboszlai. He's not able to do that. Szoboszlai wins the ball back and plays it off Anthony Gordon, and it's going to be a throw-in to Liverpool, level with their own penalty area. And it's going to be taken by Trent Alexander-Arnold. We are, in fact, now played the 4 minutes, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to take the throw-in. And it's now back with him. He clears the ball forward, but it's comfortably won back by Byrne. And that's half-time. And an early goal by by Anthony Gordon. It's a difference between the two sides in this game. An error by Trent Alexander-Arnold set through Anthony Gordon, who played the ball through Alisson's legs. Liverpool's woes were compounded further with a Virgil van Dijk sending off for a professional foul on Alexander Isak. At half-time here, it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. Luke, let's just hear your thoughts before we go back to Nick.
Yeah, a bit of a scrappy half, but there's a few bits of quality in there. For there was a mistake originally by Alexander-Arnold, which let Gordon in for his goal, which was very well taken under pressure, basically put the ball straight through Alisson's legs. But yeah, that and the red card for Van Dijk, which was definitely a red card. Apart from that, really, there's not been too much in the game. I think Newcastle have battled away. Liverpool have had to put in a lot of work with the 10 men. There's been a few shots, a stunning save from Alisson from Almiron's shot. But yeah, I mean, I think it can get a lot better in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Luke. We appreciate your thoughts, sir. We're going to go right back now to Nick in the studio.
Thanks, Paul. A miserable first half for Liverpool, going a goal down and then having having Virgil van Dijk sent off. They've got to recover and recover fast before we going forward into the second half. Newcastle United, remember, they last beat Liverpool at home since 2015. Could something similar be on the cards in the second half? We shall see. But we're going to go for a bit of a break. Right now, but join us again when we return. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's audio coverage of Newcastle United against Liverpool. We'll get the thoughts of. We'll ask Paul what he thought about the first half in a moment or two, but we're going to just remind you of the results from in the Premier League from today and yesterday. We'll start with yesterday's. It was Bournemouth 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Arsenal 2, Fulham 2, Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, West Ham United 3, Everton 0, Wolves 1, and Manchester United 3, Nottingham Forest 2. Today's other matches were Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3, and Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 2. Rather, as I mentioned before going to the break, a miserable first half for Liverpool. They've really got to have a flawless second half. There's just no other word for it. Paul, would you agree that the word is flawless?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to significantly improve in the second half. Towards the first half, we did see Liverpool trying to create something, trying to force their way back into this game. It's a challenge against this Newcastle team because they're obviously a very, very good team. They've played quite well and grown into the game in the first half themselves. Anthony Gordon is having a wonderful game. He's making life very difficult for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's already on a yellow card. And at the same time, I think it's a bit of a mountain to climb for Liverpool at this stage.
Yes, it certainly would be, and yes, it certainly would be, and with the likes of the players that they've got with Isak, and with the players they got, the likes of Isak, Gordon, and one or two other players, just like in the first half, I have a feeling Liverpool will certainly have their work cut out. Paul and Luke.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to have it very, very difficult in the second half. I don't think it's going to be an easy task for them at all.
Luke, would you agree on that one?
Yeah, I think Newcastle have a good depth off the bench as well. So my worry would be when the likes of Wilson, Harvey Barnes come off the bench, even Jacob Murphy to a degree, come off the bench, that Liverpool are going to basically have the work cut out in the space that's left by the extra man being light. So I think at the end of the day, Newcastle probably looks like the side that's going to be more likely to come out of the win in this one now.
Yes, I would agree with you. I'd have to say Newcastle will be the team to win. The question is, how many more goals will they score? What do you think, Paul?
Well, I think Luke makes a really, really great point because as the game goes on and Eddie Howe brings on the likes of, Jacob Murphy, Harvey Barnes, Callum Wilson, this is going to really stretch the Liverpool team. It's already going to be tired. I think Newcastle are well capable of adding a couple more goals in this game, and I think for Liverpool, I think they're going to have to look towards their bench as well to try to keep the players as fresh as possible.
Yes, they certainly will. Newcastle haven't won 2 out of their 3 opening matches since around 2011, when Alan Pardew was then manager. So as I keep mentioning, a similar result could be happening today. Right, we're just about a couple of minutes away from the start. We're just about a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. In fact, I'd say possibly about 2 minutes. So we'll hand you over back to Luke and Paul James.
Thank you, Nick. Welcome back, everybody. Let's just make sure that there's been no changes at halftime by either side. And then I'll run through the lineups for you. As it stands right now, of course, Newcastle are now coming out. Liverpool are already out just a minute or two before the Magpies. And I suppose, Luke, it's same again for Newcastle. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Newcastle are in front. Newcastle have got the extra man. Just got to go out and take it to Liverpool. At the end of the day, Liverpool are going to be the ones that are going to have to adapt to this man light now. So yeah, I'd say more of the same from probably both sides to a degree. I mean, Trent's gonna have to calm down a little bit. Hopefully, he actually got that message at half time, and hopefully Newcastle can just carry on going and just notch a few more goals up.
All right, well, we've got both teams now just about ready to get to the second half. It doesn't look like there's been any more additional changes. So I'm just going to run through the starting lineups with you, starting with Newcastle: Nick Pope, Dan Burn, Sven Botman, Fabian Schär, Kieran Trippier, the captain, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, Anthony Gordon, the goalscorer, Alexander Isak, and Miguel Almiron. Of course, Liverpool have changed a little bit. They've got Alisson Becker in goal, Andrew Robertson, Joe Gomez on now for the red card, Joel Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Waterloo Endo, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah is the final man of the 10 that's on the field for Liverpool right now. And Newcastle have got the game back underway. They are now attacking the goal to our right here at St James's Park. And here's Anthony Gordon. Gordon just drops the ball back there to Dan Burn. Dan Burn gives the ball to Sven Botman. Back to Burn. And here's Anthony Gordon now just inside his own half of the field. And he gives the ball across to Fabian Schär. Schär plays the ball forward. He's looking for Joel Linton, but Matip is there. Dan Burn wins the ball back, though, gives it to Anthony Gordon. Gordon running again at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gordon gets a cross in. Oh, and it took a final interception by Gomez to stop that from reaching Isak on the back post, which would, of course, made it. He would certainly have scored, and that would have been 2-0. And Luke, good piece of defending by Joe Gomez.
Yeah, important defender from Gomez, but that was a brilliant chance created by Anthony Gordon again early on in this second half.
Well, here's Guimaraes, who plays the ball across to Burns. Burns once again gives it to the impressive Anthony Gordon, running again at Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Gordon gets a cross in, and Isak tries to get on the end of it. And it was under pressure there. He just wasn't able to get the shot he wanted. But you can see Trent Alexander-Arnold is scared to death to make a challenge here, Luke.
Oh, yeah, he didn't make a challenge. He was on the other card, which is just making Anthony Gordon extremely dangerous.
Yes. Well, and we've got a free kick now to Liverpool. Gakpo is down. Not with the incident was off my pictures, so I'm not sure if it was Joel Linton. Let's just take a look at this again. Oh, well, it was between Tonali and Joel Linton. Gakpo's down, clutching his ribs. Don't know if he fell awkwardly, but I don't think anybody made contact with his ribs. But he's up now anyway, and the free kick is midway inside the Newcastle half of the field, and it's to be taken by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Trent Alexander-Arnold now has got options ahead of him. He's got Gakpo, he's got Szoboszlai alongside him, and also Robertson there. It's launched in by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it escapes everybody and goes behind for a goal kick. And Jurgen Klopp, what is he arguing with the fourth official about now, Luke? You have any idea?
The length of the grass, maybe? Like, I mean, does he really need to have an excuse?
Well, the fourth official today is Craig Pawson, who's the unfortunate man who must be wondering what terrible thing he's done in a past life right now. And it's with Sven Botman. Botman plays the ball across to Fabian Schär. Schär gives the ball down to Kieran Trippier. Trippier finds Miguel Almiron over the halfway line. Almiron drops it back to Trippier as he's under pressure by two Liverpool players. And Trippier just finds Guimaraes, and Guimaraes drops it back to Fabian Schär. Guimaraes plays it across to Botman as Newcastle patiently build up, keeping possession. Expect to see much of this style of play in the second half by Newcastle as they try to wear Liverpool out. Almiron drops the ball back to Schär again. Schär all the way across to Dan Burn. Dan Burn finds Anthony Gordon, who once again now running at that Liverpool defence, but he decides to go back to Botman. And The ball is played over the halfway line now to Tonali. Tonali's got space in front of him. Over on the far side to Joe Linton. Joe Linton now running at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Joe Linton tries to play the ball across. Oh, and it comes to Almiron. Oh, what a chance. And he blazes it over the crossbar. Oh, well, Newcastle regret that opportunity. Oh, that was a wonderful opportunity for Miguel Almiron. He was on his own. 8 yards out. Luke, explain that one.
Stop leaning back. When the ball goes to you in that space, you need to get over the ball and hit it on target. Leaning back is going to make it balloon over the bar. And in that position, you really cannot not score from that sort of area in this sort of game. Ridiculous.
Here's Miguel Almiron and gives the ball back to Trippier. Trippier back to Almiron. And Trippier now has the ball again as Newcastle just doing what they've been doing in the second half, trying to keep possession of the ball, wear Liverpool out. But Liverpool do win the ball back, and it's won back with a fine challenge there by Fabian Schär. But it looks like the referee has given a yellow card and a free kick instead. And we're just trying to see who that has actually gone to. Let's have a look. Oh, it'll be Trippier. That was a late challenge there on McAllister. So Kieran Trippier goes into the referee's notebook for that challenge. And he's the first Newcastle player to go into John Brooks's naughty book, and the free kick is to be taken. And it's going to be taken by Andrew Robertson here. Robertson, long ball over on the far side. Oh, that's a poor pass by Robertson. And Dan Burn just picks the ball up, and it's really just going to invite more Newcastle pressure. And here's Botman. And there's Trippier, who just gives the ball back to Schär. Trippier now. He's almost in the centre-back position just for the moment. Trippier's ball is almost short, but it was won by Tonali. And it's now back with Fabian Schär. Gives the ball to the Newcastle captain, Kieran Trippier. Back to Schär. And you can see what Newcastle are doing here. They're just knocking the ball about. They're making Liverpool do all the running. And Liverpool are now going to have to be very careful how they spend their energy here. Here's Botman. Gives the ball to Burn. Burn back to Botman. This is patient build-up by Newcastle, and it's Tonali. Tonali under pressure by Endo. Tonali tries to find Almiron, but the ball just isn't there for him. And now Andrew Robertson trying to break away, and the ball just bounces off Robertson and goes out of play. And Kieran Trippier will now take the throw-in, and Jurgen Klopp is telling Andrew Robertson what he thinks about him, and it's not for polite society. And the ball is long over on the far side looking for Joe Linton, but Joe Linton slipped and fell over, and it goes out of play. What do you think, without repeating them, Luke, what sort of language do you think Klopp was dictating there at Andrew Robertson?
Colourful.
Well have been. And here is Joe Gomez. Gomez plays the ball forward, and it's a ball to no man's land really, and it's picked up by Kieran Trippier. And here is Schär. Schär to Guimaraes inside the centre circle in the Liverpool half of the field. Guimaraes just plays the ball down to Miguel Almiron. Almiron gives the ball to Trippier, and back to Fabian Schär. Schär across to Dan Burn. That's once again very patient build-up. And here's Anthony Gordon, an opportunity again. Well, Gordon just showed too much of it that time to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and it's going to be a throw-in to Newcastle, which is taken quickly. It's back with Dan Burn, and Dan Burn gives it to Fabian Schär now. We've had 8 minutes gone in this second half. It's Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 0. And here's Almiron. Just skips away from McAllister and gives the ball back to Schär. Trippier. In midfield here to Guimaraes. Guimaraes trying to turn away from Endu. Good work by Guimaraes. He's got space in front of him now to run at the Liverpool defence. He's got Anthony Gordon overlapping. Gordon is going to run again at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Gordon with a shot. It's a good effort. But in the end, it just goes straight down the throat, really, of Alisson. And good build-up again by Newcastle, Luke.
Yeah, they're just going to keep popping it round and just doing these kind of great build-ups now, I think.
Well, The ball is run out of play by Gomez, and that's poor play. And here's Isak from the throw-in. Isak, good play by McAllister, just cutting across Isak there and ushering that ball out of play. But there's some sloppy giveaways that time by Joe Gomez. Again, nearly let Newcastle in. And, Luke, as you know, as the co-commentator role, as you're well familiar with by now, you'll be asked for the player of the match today. I suppose you have a few names in mind at the moment. We'll ask you that about 3 or 4 minutes before time. And here's, the ball is just cleared away that time by Matip, but not far enough. And Newcastle now have the ball again. And here is Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon just takes a, it initially bounced off. Initially bounced off Szoboszlai and then again off Anthony Gordon and goes out of play for a throw-in. So Harvey Elliott now is stripping for action on that Liverpool bench, as it looks like we're going to see another change here from the Reds. Szoboszlai tries to break away, but he's the ball is won back by Joel Linton. Joel Linton gave the ball to Guimaraes. It's now back with Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär inside the centre circle, gives it back to Sven Botman, over on the far side to Burns. Burns just drops the ball to Gordon. Gordon gets the ball back then off Joel Linton. Gordon with a cross, and it's just bouncing around. Tonali there just wasn't able to control it because Joe Gomez really didn't get a good interception on that. I don't think Tonali was expecting that, and as it happened, it went straight through to Alisson. But Liverpool putting themselves under pressure here. They're really just giving the ball away to Newcastle and inviting pressure. Here's Tonali again. This time he gives the ball away to Matip this time. And now Liverpool can try to play the ball forward. Szoboszlai is fouled. It's going to be a free kick. Just outside the centre circle, inside Liverpool's half of the field. Luke, giving the ball away a lot here in the start of this second half of Liverpool.
Yeah, they're giving it just straight back to Newcastle at every opportunity. That's probably down to the extra man for Newcastle. Then again, Tonali's not doing that much for Newcastle. They've been irritating me so far this second half. Just not switched on. How can you not be switched on for a pullback into the box? If you're going to be there, at least be away.
Well, the ball is now with Sven Botman. And gives the ball to Trippier, back to Botman. Trippier again now. He decides to go all the way back to Nick Pope. And Pope gives the ball to Fabian Schär. And Schär just slips the ball forward to Almiron. Almiron, it's knocked out. Tonali just can't get there again. But Trippier plays the ball forward looking for Tonali. And Tonali's away now. Gomez is chasing him, but there's options in the box there. It's played across. And a good piece of defending by Trent Alexander-Arnold, because right behind him was the lively spark plug Anthony Gordon there. Was played across. Well, if he'd not got there, Gordon was in. Quickly from the corner is Gordon. It's back to the edge of the area, and the shot is over the crossbar there. It was an effort by Bruno Guimaraes, but it was over the crossbar. But a good piece of defending by Trent Alexander-Arnold that time. And the substitutes for Liverpool, Harvey Elliott and Diogo Jota are coming on. Coming off is Endo, is one of the substitutions. The other one is Cody Gakpo. So Cody Gakpo and Endo are off. Harvey Elliott and Diogo Jota are on. Thoughts on that substitution, Luke?
Yeah, Endo's worked really hard. I think probably about an hour was where his energy levels were at anyway, especially with 10 men. Gakpo's been handicapped with the fact that there's now only 2 of them up top, not 3. So it makes sense. Elliott's going to have a lot of energy, buzz around, make the tackles, and Jota's going to get a bit more of a pacey outlook up front. So yeah, I think that makes a bit of sense.
All right, thank you. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the Hub, and Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And here's Sven Botman. He gives the ball to Fabian Schär, and he plays the ball forward to Kieran Trippier there. It's back with it's with Tonali now. Gives the ball back to Fabian Schär. Tonali plays the ball forward. And here's Miguel Almiron. He's got a chance to run at the Liverpool defence. He gives it to Trippier instead. Trippier has Almiron overlapping. He decides to find Isak in the penalty area. Isak surrounded by 3 or 4 Liverpool players there. And here's Tonali. Oh, Tonali's ball to Guimaraes is very disappointing. And now Liverpool can move forward. And here is the ball is played forward now to Jota. Jota in the penalty area. Jota tries to play the ball across, but it's a good interception by Joel Linton. And it was it found Dominic Szoboszlai initially, gave the ball to Diogo Jota, his first involvement in the game, tries to get the ball across. It's a good interception by Joel Linton, Luke.
Yeah, good interception, but they really need to stop giving Liverpool the ball. If they're going to carry on with this 1-0 lead, they're going to have to stop giving them chances.
And Szoboszlai now with the corner for Liverpool. Looks like he's going to swing this one in. And it's headed away by Joel Linton, only as far as McAllister on the edge of the area. He just knocks the ball back there to Robertson. Robertson plays the ball over on the far side to Szoboszlai, who's down this left-hand side now. Here's Szoboszlai, cuts inside, gives the ball there to Jota again. And Jota's ball is poor one. It's intercepted by Tonali. Can Newcastle now come away? Here's Bruno Guimaraes under pressure. Is he fouled there by McAllister? The referee says no. Play goes on. Here's Salah. Salah manages to find the ball to Matip. Matip plays the ball out onto the far side there. And running at them is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Can he get the cross in? He did, but it was a poor one. And the clearance wasn't great because here's Joe Matip again to Harvey Elliott. Down to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back with Elliott. And McAllister. Liverpool just having a spell of possession here. It's picked up there by Szoboszlai to Salah in the penalty area. Salah just drops it back. It's now with Harvey Elliott. Liverpool outside of a boot cross that time by Trent Alexander-Arnold was poor and it was headed away. And it's headed back towards the penalty area, but there seems to be a stoppage in play there. And we are going to have a free kick. As there is Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndale having a conversation here about what they're going to do next. So far, no changes by Newcastle. The stoppage was for a free kick to Liverpool, and it's going to be taken about 40 yards out. It's swung in there, and the header is on, and it was by Joe Gomez, but it's over the crossbar. And what's your thoughts on Liverpool start to this second half, Luke?
Well, it's kind of what you expect, really. They gave the ball away to Newcastle in the first few minutes, and then that bit of play was decent, but again, struggled because they've not got that extra man.
And the ball is picked up now by Anthony Gordon, just trying to get away from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Good challenge by Trent Alexander-Arnold that time, but Anthony Gordon keeps possession. It's back now with Guimaraes. Guimaraes, long ball on the far side looking for Trippier. Brought it down well, and he gives the ball to Miguel Almiron. Almiron decides not to get the cross in. Guimaraes, back to Trippier. Trippier drops it back to Tonali. Tonali again off Trippier with the 1-2. Tonali just trying to turn away there from McAllister, but Tonali's pass is a poor one. And Liverpool can now come away with the ball as Andrew Robertson gives the ball back to McAllister, who goes back to the goalkeeper, Alisson. Alisson plays it out to Robertson, and Robertson heads it on. And now Robertson storming over the halfway line. But good work by Joel Linton chasing back and making the challenge there. There's action on the Newcastle bench. Looks like Callum Wilson is warming up. And it's now with Sven Botman. Botman gives the ball to Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Tonali. The Newcastle almost at a walking pace now. And Botman gives the ball to Dan Burn. Burn to Anthony Gordon, who's once again going to run at Trent Alexander-Arnold. Anthony Gordon cutting inside. This is great work by Anthony Gordon. Can he get his shot away? Oh, it just whistles wide. But what brilliant play once again by Anthony Gordon, Luke.
Oh, he's absolutely running the show at the minute, Anthony Gordon. He's got Liverpool right where he wants them. Unfortunately, that just did not have enough curl on it to get it on target. But that was a brilliant chance again from Anthony Gordon.
Well, Anthony Gordon's been absolutely so impressive. That's, for me, has been the best player on the park. And here's McAllister now. McAllister plays the ball forward. Well, that's intercepted comfortably by Trippier. And it's another bad giveaway by Liverpool. Here's Joel Linton. And he finds Tonali. Tonali just dancing away that time from Elliott. And it's Dan Burn now. Newcastle, Dan Burn in a very advanced position. Here's Tonali. And it's now with Guimaraes. Guimaraes is about 40 yards from goal. He finds Trippier. Can Trippier get the cross in? He's got options there, but he finds Guimaraes again. It's now with Fabian Schär. Schär back to Botman. Botman across to Burn. Every Newcastle player is in the Liverpool half right now. Everyone. It's Fabian Schär here now. And he gives the ball to Almiron. Back to Schär. Back to Trippier. Trippier just trying to dance away there from Diogo Jota. And that's going to be a free kick, which Kieran Trippier will take all day long. And with 25 minutes to go here, Liverpool giving the ball away a lot, creating little chances. Newcastle at the moment, who's had one or two chances by themselves, are definitely slacking a bit. Are Liverpool? They're definitely not. They're struggling a bit right now. And to be honest with you, I think Newcastle can add to their lead if they can take some of these chances that they've had. Trippier is going to take this free kick. And it's just a one-man wall. And it's Salah. It's going to be swung in by Kieran Trippier. And up there is the header from Fabian Schär. Sven Botman, I should say. And it goes out of play for a goal kick. Another chance there for Newcastle, Luke?
Yeah, Newcastle just keep getting chances because of the 10 men, to be quite honest.
Well, where do you see this? Where do you see Liverpool getting back into this game? Do you see them getting back into it? If so, where is it going to come from?
Probably either Jota or Salah's direct running.
And here's Jota now. It's an opportunity for him to do just that. Diogo Jota tries to play. Oh, he's played in Salah. Here's a chance, but what a wonderful challenge by Sven Botman. Oh, Salah got behind the Newcastle defence for just a moment there. He was able to get the shot in, but that was a wonderful piece of defending by Sven Botman. Luke, comment on that, please.
Yeah, that was extremely crucial, that block, because otherwise Salah was going to have a clean shot towards Nick Pope's goal. So that was crucial, that block.
It's a wonderful challenge, and it's a corner, and it's going to be taken by Dominic Szoboszlai. Swings the ball in, and Pope, rather than catching it, opts to punch it. Might have been easier to have caught that, to be perfectly honest. Goes out of play for a throw-in, which Szoboszlai will take. And it looks like Callum Wilson is readying himself to come on to be the first change for Newcastle. Begin to wonder who that change will be for. Any thoughts on that, Luke?
Maybe Isak through the middle, might just put an extra pair of fresh legs on towards that back line.
Here's Matip. And he gives the ball to Salah, and it's back with Elliott now. Back to Salah. Salah just trying to cut inside, but again, good work by Sven Botman once again defensively there. And it's going to be a corner to Liverpool. And we have had, we've got 22 minutes left in this game. Liverpool fans still hopeful. And they are on the safe standing section there in that upper tier. And it's going to be a corner to be taken, and it'll be Trent Alexander-Arnold on that far side to swing this one in. He does, and up with the header there, and Joel Linton gets the header behind, and it's going to be another corner for Liverpool, this time on the near side, which Dominic Szoboszlai will take. Good work again by Joel Linton, who's also had a very good game today. Szoboszlai, this time with the corner. And it looks like it's going to be swung in towards the near post this time. Pope just seemed a little bit uncomfortable with that. It was headed out. It's back with Dominic Szoboszlai, who swing the ball in again. And it's flicked on there this time by Botman. It's going to be another corner to Liverpool. And this sustained pressure continues. But good defending by Newcastle at this time, particularly by Sven Botman, who's made a number of vital interceptions in the last few minutes. Going over to take the corner on the far side is this time it's Andrew Robertson. Andrew Robertson's going to swing this one now. And Salah's in there, Szoboszlai's in there, Elliott, Jota, all in there lurking with intent. The cross coming in this time. Up there goes Matip, but it's won comfortably that time and cleared downfield. And here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He launches the ball towards the penalty area again, but it's right into the arms of Nick Pope. And that move breaks down for Liverpool again. And it's now with Fabian Schär. Schär gives the ball to Tonali. Tonali. And across there is Kieran Trippier. And it's back with Fabian Schär, who goes back to Nick Pope as Newcastle once again patiently build up as Nick Pope launches the ball downfield. It's won in the air by Joe Gomez and again by Guimaraes, but this time picked up by Matip in the centre circle. Matip under pressure by Anthony Gordon, and he finds Andrew Robertson, who gives the ball over on the far side to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold just gives the ball to Harvey Elliott, back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. He clears the ball forward, looking for the onrushing Diogo Jota, but that's won comfortably by Botman. And Tonali plays the ball back to Nick Pope. As we enter the last 20 minutes here at St James's Park, it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. And here's Sven Botman. Plays the ball to Tonali. Tonali almost gave the ball away again, but Joe Linton works hard to make sure that Newcastle keep possession. And here's Fabian Schär. He gives the ball to Kieran Trippier. Trippier, the Newcastle captain, just under a bit of pressure there. He tries to play the ball forward to Miguel Almiron, but it goes out of play as Callum Wilson now is readying himself now. He's on the touchline. Also coming on is Harvey Barnes. So it's a double substitution for the Magpies. Let's see who's coming off. Okay, so it looks like... Yes, we're seeing Alexander Isak, as you mentioned, Luke. So Isak is off for Callum Wilson. And Anthony Gordon is the other one coming off. Quite surprised at that. Gordon definitely has been the best player, and this game isn't sewn up yet. So basically we've got two changes. Harvey Barnes on for Anthony Gordon and Callum Wilson on for Alexander Isak. Your thoughts, Luke?
Yeah, there's the third change coming here too, by the way.
Okay, so Tonali has come off. So it's actually a third change. We're just going to see who's come on. Tonali is off, and yes, Sean Longstaff is on. So just to reiterate those three changes, Harvey Barnes, Sean Longstaff, Callum Wilson on, Tonali, Gordon and Isak are off. And we're going to see Harvey Barnes, he's wearing number 15 on that far side. Sean Longstaff in the middle there wearing 36, and Callum Wilson in the centre forward position wearing number 9. If you're following with the pictures and listening to the commentary, if you can at all read those Newcastle United squad numbers on the back of their shirts, good luck to you if you can. Here's Fabian Schär, Kieran Trippier, and he gives the ball to Almiron, and gives the ball back to Trippier. As we are entering sort of the home stretch, really, of this game as we're going towards the last 15 minutes of this game. It is still Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. Anthony Gordon's goal on 25 minutes is the difference between the two sides. And it's back now with Longstaff, long ball over on the far side. Good work by Almiron to keep the ball in play and finds Trippier. Trippier gives the ball back to Almiron. And once again, Longstaff just chasing this one now. Under pressure, he gets across him well. And the header there by Callum Wilson, just not able to direct it on goal. But that great work by Longstaff, chasing that one down. The ball in was a pretty good one too. And Callum Wilson, as Liverpool's defence fell asleep again there, Luke.
Yeah, the good work from Longstaff, and the ball into the box probably was just a bit too close to the near post. So really, Wilson wasn't able to angle that back towards the goal. He just headed it straight out of play.
Here's McAllister for Liverpool. And I'll just complete my marketing duties. You are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the hub. And Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. And that is my marketing duties done for the day. And with 15 minutes to go, it is still Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 0. Liverpool, of course, if you're just joining us, are down to 10 men. Virgil van Dijk sent off for a professional foul. The ball is launched into the box now. Looking for that one is Jota. Jota goes down under pressure. He's claiming a penalty, but there's no question about that. That would be ridiculous. And you can see here, he goes up for the ball with Trippier, shoulder to shoulder. I mean, he goes down complaining. I mean, that's absurd. And it's going to be a goal kick now for Newcastle. And Nick Pope is going to take that. And it's back with the England international. Nick Pope finds Kieran Trippier. Trippier plays the ball forward and picked up in the midfield here is Miguel Almiron. Almiron running at the Liverpool defence. He's got Longstaff overlapping, but Almiron going on his own. Look at him go! Almiron! Oh, he hits the square on the post. How unlucky for Miguel Almiron. Well, they didn't close him down quickly enough. The cross was launched back in there again from Harvey Barnes, but it was blocked. But let's look at this again. Miguel Almiron runs at the Liverpool defence, curls a shot that beats Alisson and hits the post. Luke, what are your thoughts on that one?
Superb run. His accuracy just wasn't quite there. It hit the post, but he's getting closer and closer. Maybe eventually he might actually score.
Well, he was so unlucky there. He cut inside the Liverpool defence, and once again, really, that Liverpool defence was just not close enough to him. And he was able to get the shot away and came so close to doubling Newcastle's lead. And it's going to be a corner now to Newcastle. And it looks like it's Harvey Barnes on the far side that's going to take it. He's going to swing this one into the 6-yard box. Wilson's in there. Burns in there. Cross coming in there. And it's a header by Joel Linton and hacked away by Matip. And it's going to be a throw-in to Newcastle. And it's Miguel Almiron about to take it, but instead he hands it over to Fabian Schär. We're going to have another substitution here. Quansah is about to come on and make his Liverpool debut. And also Darwin Núñez is also readying himself. So that would make the 5 substitutions for Liverpool. Quansah is a defender, Jarrell Quansah. And Quansah is now on the field. We'll see who is coming off for him. Oh yes, it looks like it's Matip. So Matip is coming off for Quansah, and Darwin Núñez is coming on. And we're just going to see who's gone off for Liverpool. I'm not sure who it is actually. Just give me a second. I'll figure that out. Oh, McAllister. Okay, thanks, Luke. So McAllister and Matip are off. Quansah and Núñez are on. That makes up Liverpool's 5 substitutions. And the last roll of the dice effectively for Jurgen Klopp. It's cleared by Nick Pope downfield. And looks like there's a foul there and a free kick for the challenge there by Callum Wilson. So Quansah, an opportunity him for now to make a name for himself. And he's on the field now for Liverpool. And it's back with him now. He gets his first touch of the ball, gives it back to Alisson, and it's now with Gomez. Gomez just turning away now, and he gives it to to Andrew Robertson, and the ball is played back to the goalkeeper by Szoboszlai. It's back with Quansah, wearing number 78 today. Quansah just plays the ball forward to Salah. It's picked up by Elliott. Elliott plays the ball long. Oh, chasing that one through now is Darwin Núñez. He's just unable to hold the ball up there, the big Uruguayan. And now Joel Linton plays the ball forward. And away here is Harvey Barnes. He could double Newcastle's lead. He just delayed. And he gets the shot, but it's deflected off Quansah. And, well, he delayed a little bit too much there, did Harvey Barnes. Perhaps he might have been better served getting the shot away earlier. What do you think with that, Luke?
or sliding in Callum Wilson, either of which would have been more useful than what they actually did. It took too long.
Here's Harvey Elliott. Elliott just gives the ball back to Gomez. Gomez, it's now picked up by Jota. A chance to run at the Liverpool defence, at the Newcastle defence. Plays off the 1-2 with Darwin Núñez, but he's not able to get it back. Dan Burn clears it. He doesn't clear it very far, though. He only finds Andrew Robertson. It's back with Harvey Elliott. Here's Jobberslai, who's now moved into the middle of the park. Jobberslai fouled. It's going to be a free kick. And Darwin Núñez is attempting to put himself around. He just got the ball back here. He brought it down, but he brought it down very, very well, did Núñez there. But he ran into Dan Burns, and that's never a good man to run into. Big man is Dan Burns, and it's going to be a free kick, which is taken by Jobberslai. And we've got 10 minutes left here. And in about 6 or 7 minutes, Luke, I'm going to be asking you for your player of the match. So perhaps time to get your thinking cap on a little bit. There's Quansah. Good challenge by Joe Linton, knocks the ball out of play. And Joe Linton goes down. It looks like he's injured. And Darwin Núñez is trying to get the man on his feet. But it just looks like he's taken a bit of an impact knock there, is Joe Linton. He's had a good game today, Joe Linton, Luke.
Yeah, he's looked effective today, managed to put his physicality around and rotate the ball a little bit.
Well, the ball's back now with Trent Alexander-Arnold. He plays the ball forward and it's knocked on to Diogo Jota. Diogo Jota tries to get Núñez in, and Núñez is in the penalty area, gets a shot away and he scored! Darwin Núñez has levelled this game up for Liverpool. The substitute has come off the bench and tied this game up, and he's celebrating in the corner. And well, let's see whether this goal stands. It may be offside. We'll take a look at it. But he got inside the defence there, Darwin Núñez. Great work by him. And Liverpool are level with 10 men. And you have to say now, Newcastle have to look back at the chances that they've missed, Luke. Darwin Núñez inside the defence. Oh, his finish was sensational. Nothing wrong with the goal whatsoever. And the pass there was beautiful by Diogo Jota. And the finish was absolutely exquisite, Luke.
Yeah, the mistake from the defender did all of that. He let Núñez in. He was mucking around with it, a bit like Trent in the first half. Basically lets Núñez run straight through and smashes it in. Like, I mean, if you don't take your chances, you're going to get punished, and that's a big example of that.
Well, definitely correct. Looks like there's been another substitution for Newcastle. Joel Linton has gone off. Just not quite sure who has gone on for Joel Linton. I'll get that for you in a moment. That was a very sneaky substitution. I suspect it is Harvey Elliott. Elliott Anderson, I suspect, that's just come on. But I'll get the confirmation of that in a moment. And but I suspect it is Elliott. I suspect it is Elliott Anderson. But we'll take a look at that in a moment. And the ball is played out on the far side. Yes, I'm going to get some confirmation for you now. Joel Linton is off, and it is Elliott Anderson indeed that has come on for Newcastle's fourth substitution. And well, you have to look back at the chances that have been missed by Newcastle, Luke.
Yeah, they've had so many chances to double their lead and haven't. So Liverpool are going to get a chance, and well, they've put it away. I mean, how many times do you see that happen, where the side has barely any chances but puts their one away?
Well, here's Jobberslai now, and he finds Jota on the far side, as Liverpool now looking for a winner. It's played in again to Darwin Núñez. Núñez back to Jota, but he's just not able to get on the end of it. It's now back with Jobberslai with a shot, but it's blocked. Well, all of a sudden, it's now Liverpool that look like they're going to win this game. And Newcastle just trying to get the ball back, but Darwin Núñez has been a revelation since he's come on. And the ball is now with Harvey Barnes, and Barnes just gives the ball to Fabian Schär. And Newcastle now, if they want to get the lead back, they've got a lot of work to do. And here's Sven Botman. He's got options in front of him. And he just gives the ball to Trippier. Trippier just drops it back to Fabian Schär, back to Botman. As we go into the last 6 minutes rather of this game, and it's a free kick now for a foul on Bruno Guimaraes just outside of the centre circle in the Liverpool half of the field. And I just wonder what Eddie Howe is thinking right now. We've got another yellow card, and looks like somebody's just gone into the referee's notebook. And I'm just trying to see who that is. I think it's Darwin Núñez, actually. The free kick is launched into the box, and the header is wide, and it's a goal kick. I'm just trying to see who it is that got that yellow card. It is Darwin Núñez. Or is it Szoboszlai? Let's have a look.
No, it's Darwin.
It is Darwin Núñez. Okay. Right. Okay, so Darwin Núñez going into the book, the substitute, but that's a small price to pay when you've got somebody on who's made such a difference in the game. At the moment, Sven Botman is down in the penalty area. And we're just looking again. And yes, Fabian, as you said, Sven Botman, Luke, just didn't deal with Darwin Núñez well enough there. And that let in the big Uruguayan, and his finish was exquisite.
Well, it's not really dealing with Darwin Núñez. It was dealing with the actual ball. He could have cleared the ball upfield, and he just dilly-dallied around with it and allowed Darwin Núñez to nick it off him. I mean, what is it with these defenders and taking forever over getting rid of the ball? Just get it gone. You're 1-0 up at the point, with about 10 minutes to go. Clear the ball upfield.
Well, he definitely didn't deal with it, and we are going to get the game back underway in a moment. Jurgen Klopp, I suppose we're going to see the fifth substitution now for Newcastle United. Just trying to see who that is. It is Matt Targett who's going to come on, and we're going to see who his replacement is. But this is a fifth substitution for Newcastle. It's going to be Matt Targett, and coming off, I think, is Sven Botman, probably for the knock that Sven Botman has taken. He is down in the penalty area right now, and we're just waiting for confirmation from the fourth official. Yes, Botman limping off there. That looks quite painful, and this could be a big worry for Newcastle. And well, we hope and wish Sven Botman all the best for a speedy recovery. Of course, no one ever wants to see a player getting injured. And the goal kick is taken by Alisson, who clears the ball downfield. And now Newcastle pick up the ball with Callum Wilson. And the ball is played long forward there. And just dealing with that one is Quansah. And it's won by Bruno Guimaraes. It's dispossessed by Harvey Elliott. The ball is bouncing around again there. And here's Harvey Barnes on the far side now. Harvey Barnes. And Luke, I'm going to be asking you for your player of the match very, very shortly. So perhaps you just want to let the producer know who you've picked. And then I'll come back to you in a few moments. It's with Alisson now. And Alisson is just he's taking his time with this one, but he does finally clear the ball downfield. And it's Quansah now who deals with this. And it's won back by Newcastle. Here we go. And Elliott is just trying to get inside the box, and he's just almost by the touchline now. It's pulled back. And it's now with Bruno Guimaraes. It's now back to Fabian Schär. Back across here to Dan Burns. Dan Burns on the far side to Targett, and he's now giving it to Harvey Barnes. We're going to come to Luke with the player of the match here in just a moment. Barnes attempts to play through, comes back to Almiron, and it's blocked. And he is claiming handball, is Almiron, furiously claiming handball. And we're going to take a look at that in a moment and see whether that there was anything to that claim. It all happened very quickly. I must admit, I'd need another look at that. Here's Guimaraes. Guimaraes just plays the ball forward to Longstaff. Longstaff with a shot and a comfortable save by Alisson. Just before we come to Luke's player of the match, let's take a look at this. Almiron Oh no, it hits his back. You can't give a penalty for that. That'd be outrageous. What's your opinions, Luke?
Oh God, these players really do make me roll. How can you possibly appeal for handball when the ball hits him in the back? Seriously,
Well, it did happen very
they,
quickly. Sorry,
these
go ahead.
players have eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it did happen very quickly, and it was close to his arm. I'm going to give Almiron the benefit of the doubt, the fact that he may have thought it hit his arm. I must admit, I did at first until I saw the replay, but I just wasn't sure. My concern is his back was turned to, and here's Almiron. Um, Almiron plays the ball into the box to Wilson, and Wilson tries to get on the end of that, but he just hooks it over the bar. And now is a good time. Luke, perhaps you'd like to tell us who our player of the match is today that is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services.
Anthony Gordon.
Was there any doubt? Perhaps you'd like to tell us why Anthony Gordon.
Well, he had Liverpool on toast for the majority of the game until he got substituted, and he scored a brilliant goal. And I just think, to be quite honest, he controlled it on that side, managed to get in on Trent even when he got the yellow card. So yeah, just quality. I think he stood above everybody else, and there really was no doubt.
All right, thank you, Luke. So today's player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Newcastle's number 10, Anthony Gordon. And Newcastle now coming forward here with target. Gives the ball to Guimaraes. Guimaraes played down this side to Trippier. Trippier to Almiron, who's come close to scoring and had a good game himself. Almiron tries to play the ball, looking for Longstaff, but it goes behind. We are in stoppage time now. There's 5 minutes of it, and it's Newcastle 1, Liverpool 1, and this game seems to be teetering out to a 1-1 draw. But surely, Luke, Eddie Howe has got to be looking at this as 2 points dropped.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be absolutely fuming if I was Eddie Howe. The fact you're playing against 10 men, you conceded a goal, you've not taken any of the chances in the second half, and some were absolutely glorious chances too. And honestly, I don't think it's acceptable to play against 10 men and have as many chances as Newcastle have and not actually score a second goal. They should really have done that. It's not acceptable.
All right. Well, we'll get your thoughts again at full time as well before we head back to Nick. We've played 90 seconds of stoppage time as Jurgen Klopp is complaining about something else now to the poor fourth official, Craig Pawson, who is unfortunate enough to have to deal with Jurgen Klopp today. And here's Jobbersley with the free kick for Liverpool. Let's see if he can create something in this last few minutes of injury time. And here's Kwanzaa. He's actually looked very assured since he's come on. Kwanzaa plays the ball forward. He was looking for Trent Alexander-Arnold, but it wasn't there. But the young man really has played he's been very solid in defence, Luke, since he's come on, making his debut today.
Yeah, he has.
Here is Trippier. Trippier tries to play the ball in and and a back heel there by Sean Longstaff. He just wasn't able to pull that off. But it was a sneaky ball in, and Longstaff got in front of Matip there. In the end, it was actually a good save by Alisson. And that was, I suppose, an opportunity as well, a half chance at least, Luke.
Yeah, that was a great chance.
And the ball is played forward, and here's a chance for Nunes! Oh, he's done it again! Darwin Nunes! Oh, he's given Liverpool the lead! He may have won it for the Reds with 10 men! Darwin Nunes! Oh, he has turned this game around for Liverpool, and Newcastle have been made to pay for some missed chances and some sloppy play at the back. And Darwin Nunes has given Liverpool a 2-1 lead, and once again, real sloppy defending, Luke.
What exactly is going on? That was ridiculous in the middle of the park. Just get the ball out of your feet. And then, I mean, nobody was really following Nunes. Just let him run straight through. You know, it begs the question whether Newcastle actually wanted to win this game because they didn't take any of the chances. And then they've allowed a player of Nunes' quality to just basically run through and slide 2 goals in. I mean, they were good, well taken goals, don't get me wrong. But come on, like, you're Premier League defenders. That's totally not acceptable.
Well, Newcastle now coming forward. They kind of have to. I mean, they'll look back at the Almiron chance especially. But Newcastle coming forward again, and it's Liverpool coming forward again, rather. It's Darwin Núñez to Diogo Jota. Jota cuts inside the penalty area. Pulled back out. Well, Darwin Núñez, though, Luke, whatever you might think of Newcastle's defence, you have to give the man credit. He's come on and turned this game around.
Oh, certainly. I mean, he's come on, made his presence felt, and arguably, really has been that focal point that Liverpool needed, and Newcastle just couldn't deal with it. I just personally think Newcastle should have been out of sight by this point.
Well, you're definitely right about that. They certainly should have been. Darwin Núñez's goals has really made the difference for Liverpool, but I have to say now, Newcastle now, they look very disjointed, and they really look like the team that is down to 10 men. And the ball is played forward, and it goes out of play. Newcastle have a throw-in. And here is Longstaff. Longstaff pushed over that time, surely. The referee is going to give a free kick for that. So Darwin Núñez goals, 81 minutes and 92 minutes is the difference in this game. As 10-man Liverpool, and now Klopp's smiling, no complaining now. It's a free kick, and Trippier is going to take it. And Nick Pope has gone up for this one, as we are now playing stoppage time of stoppage time. We've played the 5 minutes. This has got to be the last chance for Newcastle. Kieran Trippier, can he launch it in? You've got Longstaff who's fallen over there. What's going on? The referee is just making sure that there's no funny business going on, as Kieran Trippier has to deliver the ball of his life now. He swings this one in, and Pope goes up with the header, and Alisson just lets it go wide, and it's going to be a goal kick. And you have to say that is that. And we're just waiting now for the full-time whistle. And Eddie Howe looks pretty sick over there, and I can't say I blame him. The chances that Newcastle have had in this second half, as Luke rightly said, this game should have been put to bed by now, but as it's not, Darwin Núñez has punished Liverpool on 2 separate occasions to turn this game on its head. And Alisson now is just taking his time. He's going to launch the ball downfield, as we are now in the 7th minute of stoppage time. And that's it. It is full time. Liverpool in the second half have turned this game around. The substitute, Darwin Núñez, on 81 minutes and 92 minutes has won this game for Newcastle. And Luke, before we head back to Nick in the studio, can you give me your overall assessment of this second half and this game as a whole?
Well, I mean, Newcastle looked like they were in control to start off with. I mean, Anthony Gordon pounced on a mistake by Trent Alexander-Arnold and took a really great finish underneath Alisson. Then Virgil van Dijk gets his red card for that ridiculous foul on Isak. And then there was countless amounts of chances, really, that they should have taken from Almiron. He's had about 3, 4, 5 chances and still hadn't managed to find a goal. You've had Anthony Gordon in the second half as well that missed a couple of chances. And then Núñez comes on. He's a bit of a focal point. He's bigger. He's got strength. The ball went up to Sven Botman. He didn't deal with it. So then Núñez pounces on it. And then again, he gets in again. So he scores 2. Like, the defending was poor from Newcastle. They were too complacent. They thought they'd already won it after half time. So to be quite honest with you, I wasn't surprised that Liverpool managed to get back into this game and win it, because Newcastle didn't deserve anything, because they didn't actually put the ball in the net or create much that really was like, yeah, that should have been a goal, because they had chances, they just didn't take them at the end of the day, and they got punished for it.
All right, thank you very much, Luke. So the final score here at St James's Park is Newcastle 1, 10-man Liverpool 2. Sensational performance by Darwin Núñez coming onto the field as the substitutes with 2 second-half goals. Nick, back to you.
Thanks, Paul. Well, we've been proven wrong. Well, we've been proven wrong. Liverpool coming out of nowhere to turn the game around, to turn the game around and to win 2-1. We'll ask the final thoughts of Paul and Luke in a moment or two, but just a quick recap. Just to quickly recap the results from today. It was Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3, and Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 2. And here's what it does. And here's what it does to the table. Manchester City 3 wins out of 3. They're top of the pile, with West Ham in second, Tottenham Hotspur third. Liverpool's win moves them up to 4th in the table. Arsenal in 5th. Brighton's solid start means that they are still in 6th, with Aston Villa 7th, Manchester United 8th, Brentford in 9th, Chelsea completing the top 10. The bottom of the table, it's Crystal Palace, Fulham, and Newcastle United now down in 13th, ahead of Nottingham Forest, Wolves, and Bournemouth. The last side in the last side in the Premier League, still with a point. Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton, and Everton are still yet to score. So chaps, we've been saying all along that this should have been an easy Newcastle United victory, but they gave away too many chances.
Yeah, it was a pretty poor all-round by Newcastle in terms of their finishing. Their build-up play was good in the second half. I felt that the build-up play was good. They created these chances. Miguel Almiron perhaps the most guilty of his miss from about 8 yards out. There's just been too many chances missed for Newcastle, and they got punished for it today. And it goes back to the old adage that if you don't take your chances, you will get punished in this league.
Yes, you certainly will. And Luke, you were very was it more down to luck that Liverpool was somehow able to come back?
No, it was not down to luck. It was down to Newcastle's complacency and Darwin Núñez being the type of player he is, pouncing on a couple of misstrued passes and Newcastle errors, which just allowed Núñez to stroll through and stroke the ball into the corner. I don't think really it's anything to do with luck. It's more the fact that Newcastle thought that at 1-0 they'd won the game, which with a whole 45 minutes to go was very naive. And they are not going to be challenging Manchester City if they're going to come out and be that naive on the ball. I mean, come on. Liverpool still are a top-class team and still have players that can hurt you. So, as shown today. So you can't just switch off even against 10 men, because 10 men can still score goals.
No one can afford to be complacent in the Premier League, as we already know. So going forward within the next few matches, what do Newcastle have to do in order to shake off this misfortune? Because as you said, Paul, Eddie Howe has said that this is a game that was that can only think of as 2 points lost.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have an easy game next. They're Brighton away. After that, they're Brentford at home. Then they have 2 really winnable games. Sheffield United away, Burnley at home. And then West Ham away. And you may look at them for Newcastle and say they're all winnable games. Maybe they are. But West Ham have had an excellent start to the season. Brighton are not an easy team to beat. And as Luke said, he's right. You can't be this complacent in the way that you play the game. These chances that have been missed today are gilt-edged chances. And if they do want to be challenging Manchester City for the title, they have to start taking these chances.
And Liverpool, and as for Liverpool, how do you see them going forward within the next few games?
Well, as Luke also said, they're still a top team and they can still hurt you. They've got Villa coming up. Aston Villa look very good. They've got Villa at home. That won't be an easy game. Wolves away, and of course West Ham at home. Spurs away and Brighton at home. So the next 5 games are not easy games either. But you know what? There isn't any easy games in this league. So I think for Liverpool as well, the type of performance they put on in the first half is not acceptable either. I think in the second half they kind of came together. I think Darwin Núñez was sensational when he came on. It was one of the best individual performances I've seen from one player coming off the bench this season. He totally gave Liverpool a brand new dynamic. But they're still a top side of Liverpool. So for them, they need to switch on a little bit as well. But their second half performance was excellent.
Right, thanks. Right, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Luke. We're just about out of time. But don't forget, coming up on Thursday night, it is our transfer deadline day special. Join Russ and the gang as the transfer win. Join Russ and the gang for a few hours as the summer transfer window draws to a close. My thanks to everyone who has tuned in, and my thanks especially to Paul and Luke for the commentary. But join us. But don't forget. But don't miss the special. But don't miss the special on Thursday. We hope to see you then. Until then, goodbye.